What's up? It's me again, Junk Monster 3, and yeah, I know I should have made this video like a couple of days ago or something like that. I was actually planning of doing this video like yesterday, but I got sick yesterday because of a cold. I'm still a little bit sick, as you might hear on my voice. So yeah, that's the reason why. But this is going to be the top 5 of the month for the month of April this year. And like usual, these are movies that I've never seen before, that I've seen for the very first time, that I think have been the best ones that I saw during the month. So yeah, and 3 of these films I actually do not have on DVD, because one of them I watched in the cinemas and 2 of them I watched on YouTube. So yeah, but anyway, that's enough of that. Now let's begin with the list. At number 5 we have a Danish film which I watched on in the cinemas called The Guilty, I believe, from 2018 apparently. Um, it's about this guy who works as this like alarm operator or whatever. He takes in like phone calls from people in need, and yeah, it feels very like low budget, but in some weird way it still worked because of the tense like music and the tense like phone calls that he got in. It sounds very boring. The premise sounds very boring, but it gets more and more interesting. But because there are a few twists here and there in the movie, because sometimes you think that the situation is under control, and he basically knows that this person is in desperate need, but it turns out that it's something completely else. But yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but it has some really nice twists to it. So yeah, The Guilty at number 5. At number 4 we have this is actually a documentary. I usually do not um, include documentaries in my top 5 list, because I think overall documentaries can be so much greater than your ordinary film, and it's basically like a real life film, or not real life film, that sounds really stupid, but real life situations. But yeah, this movie is called Adjust Your Tracking, from 2013. A documentary about the VHS scene in basically the US, I believe, because over here it feels like the VHS aren't really as big here in Sweden than it is in the US. But it's really interesting to see these like hardcore collectors talk about their collections and what brings them to collect as many as they do, and what they feel fascinating about it. So yeah, I thought that was a really interesting documentary in general. So yeah, Adjust Your Tracking at number 4. And at number 3 we have a film which I do have in my collection called The Void. Now this actually got recommended to me by one of my friends. He actually sent this to me because he had been talking about this, but I had not picked it up yet, so he sent it to me, so it was really nice of him. But yeah, I really liked this film. It seems like a sort of a creature feature type of film, and like some sort of Hellraiser homage there towards the end. Those people who have seen this film pretty much know what I'm talking about. But the thing that I really liked about this was the atmosphere, uh, or like this location where they were, like some sort of like hospital in a way, and there's like this creature, and there's like some weird ass cult on the outside, so they can't like escape. But I must say, one thing that really shines in this are the practical effects. They are so amazingly good, in my opinion. So if you want to watch like a newer horror film which still has sort of an 80s feeling sort of way, go watch The Void. It's such an interesting and entertaining film, in my opinion. So yeah, The Void. And at number 2 we have another film which I do not have, that I actually watched on YouTube. Um, and the movie is My Boyfriend's Back from 1993. And it's sort of like a horror comedy type of deal, but I would say it's more of a comedy than a horror film, but it still has some interesting like horror elements in it. Um, and I think the actors did a great job, and I think the whole storyline and the premise is really like interesting. And yeah, the actors are great. I think they was like Philip Seymour Hoffman had like a small role in it, which was really fun to see him in an earlier role. has some dark humor which I really enjoyed, and yeah, I would really want to get this movie on DVD, because apparently it's out of print from what I understand. So yeah, but My Boyfriend's Back from 1993, I really need to get my hands on that film, because I really enjoyed it, and it felt more like an 80s film than a 90s film. But yeah, that's just my opinion. So yeah, My Boyfriend's Back at 1993 at 1993 from 1993 comes in at number 2. And at number 1 is a movie which I heard some really good things about, like last year, I believe, or maybe it was the year. No, definitely was last year. But I didn't want to check it out, because I'm always like that. I don't want to watch movies like directly after they get released, because it's always like, oh, this movie's so good and oh, so great, and then you're gonna end up like really like disappointed. So yeah, but this is the movie Mandy at number 1. Nicolas Cage in this role is probably one of his better roles in some years, to be honest. Not I don't say that I've seen that many Nicolas Cage movies from recent years, but this one was, his performance in this was just spectacular, and I liked the whole revenge type of deal in this film. I think this is nearly like a perfect film. I know some people don't like this movie for some other reasons. I don't really know what type of reasons, because I haven't looked that much into that. But the thing that I don't like, one of the only things that I didn't like about this is the running time. It runs for close to like, I think it's like 2 hours, close to 2 hours, and I think it's a little bit too long. I think they could have like shortened it down to at least like 1 hour and like 40 minutes or something like that, or like 1 hour and 30 minutes, because the first like section of the film, like the first like 25 minutes or something, it's way too slow. I mean, the cinematography and the like all the shots and everything, they are really great, but so I mean, it's pretty to look at, but I think it's a little bit boring, or at least the beginning of the film is a little bit boring in my opinion. But when it starts happening really awesome things, you really are glued to the chair. So yeah, Mandy at number 1. Now I have almost talked for 8 minutes, so yeah, I'm going to end this video. And yeah, now I just want to say that I'm probably going to continue with the horror collection overview. So those are probably going to be the next ones in line in the uploading thing here on my channel. I'll see if I can make some sort of like horror review as well, because it was a while since I made any of those review videos. And maybe like another like top 10 list or something. I haven't made any of those in a while either. So yeah, but anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed and didn't get bored, and I hope to see you again as soon as possible. So see you next time. Bye bye.